Hi everyone, I'm Sean from Ealing Wildlife Group, and I wanted to do a little video because it is spider season. So I've got kindly Esmond here, who is our local spider expert, has agreed to come on down and talk about spiders. I've got a box of them to get through, Esmond. So thank you for joining me.
My pleasure.
So I guess the question we're getting a lot on Ealing Wildlife Group at the moment is, why are we seeing so many spiders out at this time of year? We're in early October. Is there a seasonal element to their life cycle, or are we seeing more of them now?
For some of the bigger spiders, they're mature right now.
Okay.
So, and very visible. They're looking for mates. So the males are wandering around on the search.
Yeah.
Accidentally come into our house.
Looking for the ladies.
Apps.
Yeah, good stuff. And what's this species that we're most seeing in our house? Is the one that just suddenly appears and legs it across the floor really, really fast? What kind of species is that?
So you've got the giant or large house spider.
Yeah.
There's also a common house spider, which is
Yeah.
less common really, but once upon a time.
Still quite big.
Yes, yeah. Still quite big.
Yeah.
And those are quick, fast, rising. You know, they're the ones that give everyone a whoa.
Yeah, they like scuttle across the floor really fast, right? So I've got one of them here. This is, we think it's, if I get it right, Eratogena duelica. Is that right? Giant house spider?
Yes, that's right.
My pronunciation,
no,
okay?
That's right. There's actually 3 species of giant house spider in the UK.
Yeah.
Duelica is the common one in London and the southeast.
Yeah.
In fact, over most of the country. But as you get further west, it's overtaken by Eratogena saeva.
Right. Told you he was an expert.
Absolutely identical, and until you get down to the microscopic details.
Okay.
There is one other, which is much rarer, although common on the continent, Eratogena atrica.
Okay.
Which the group is named after.
Okay. And am I right in saying some of those used to be known as Tegenaria? Or are they,
yes,
so they've changed their name, right?
Yes, they're separated from the rest of that group.
Yeah. Because
there's certain features which are quite different.
Okay, yeah. So my spider knowledge is out of date, because I thought the house spider was still Tegenaria domestica. So Eratogena is a new one to me.
Yes, indeed. It's an anagram.
Is it? Oh, okay. See, all the spider knowledge, I told you. So those guys are the ones then that we're seeing kind of booting across our house, our floors. This is a male. Can tell it's a male. I don't know, we'll do a little close-up shot to cut in. But it's got these 2 little, almost like boots or boxing gloves on the front.
Yeah, we call them boxing gloves, really.
What are they?
Right, so on the end of the palps, which are those arm-like or shortened leg-like appendages near the mouth.
Yeah.
It's basically sexual organs,
right,
or secondary sexual organs.
Yeah.
It allows it to transfer sperm to the female.
Yeah.
I won't go into all the details, but
I did read up a little bit of detail. So apparently he lays a sperm web.
Yes.
And he puts a sperm on it, and then he sucks up the sperm into these 2 boxing gloves.
Yes, indeed.
And then when he approaches the female, he pushes her up and he sticks them underneath her, and she sucks up the sperm from the pen.
If she allows him.
If she allows him. And that is something I was going to ask you. If she doesn't allow him, we have a thing in lots of spider species called sexual cannibalism, right?
Yes.
Kind of self-explanatory maybe, but what happens?
Well, if he gives off the wrong signals, he doesn't look a suitable partner, she may eat him.
She may eat him. And the advantages of that for kind of that species of spider or that male?
Well, a good meal will help her in the production of eggs.
Right.
And a well-fed female will produce a lot of eggs, lot of viable
offspring.
So
it sort of helps her. And one thing I read as well was that it can maybe weed out the weaker males, so that she chooses the male that's fittest and will give the best genes. Maybe she's practicing a little bit of selection.
Yes, possibly. I mean, that's one theory as to why the females are bigger. They can then control which partner they mate with.
Yeah.
But she will sometimes eat after mating as well. So
okay. Yeah.
So rather than weeding out unsuitable males, it may just be
it's a meal. Maybe she's not ready at that time, so she'll just take the opportunity to take that meal.
Yes, Yes, quite often. Anything which she's sat in a web quite stationary while he's hunting around. His job is done. He provides
nutrients.
Lots of great nutrients.
Yeah, because a lot of these males, depending on the species, I think they vary their reproductive strategy. But some of the males of some species, they can only mate once. So actually, it's kind of in their interest to get eaten after they've transferred this sperm, because they're providing nutrients for their offspring as well.
Yes,
and they're effectively
give them a great
useless.
Start.
They're going to die anyway, right? So they might as well offer their body up to the missus after doing the business, right?
Don't talk to my wife about this.
We won't. And that brings me neatly on to another species that I've got here. So can you identify this one?
Oh, now that looks like Amarobius ferox.
It is.
Black lace weaver.
Yeah, so I am reliably told by my spider collector friend, who is a Desmond this time, that this is Amarobius ferox. And this has quite an interesting one. So instead of sexual cannibalism and the female eating the male, the female offers herself up to the offspring.
Yes.
Apparently. So it's
matrophagy.
Matrophagy. So eating your mother, basically, to get on as the best start in life. Explain that one. Well, same thing, right?
Exactly the same thing.
She'll die anyway, like Charlotte's Web. She's going to die when she has her babies.
Well, they can produce more than one egg sac on rare occasion.
Yeah.
But studies have shown that the spiderlings that eat the mother, that get that great boost of nutrients early on in life,
they do better, do they?
Well, they do better for a couple of reasons. One, they've got all the nutrients they need. They'll molt, so they'll be bigger when they leave the natal surroundings.
Yeah.
So they're bigger when they need to fend for themselves.
Okay.
It gives them a straight advantage over those which haven't.
Yeah.
Which are smaller, weaker, need to find a meal themselves.
Right. Yeah. So it's almost like giving them a head start.
A big head start.
Great. Okay. Now the other one that we're seeing a lot this time of year is the outdoor one. So woven, a big orb web across paths or between two shrubs in your garden, and a big spider in the centre of it.
The one you always walk into face first.
If you've got the heebie-jeebies about spiders, this is the one that is this the right one? Yeah, this is the little one.
Indeed.
Yeah. So it's that big body or abdomen with a kind of a white cross on it, and quite variable in colour, right? So
extremely variable. All the autumn colours these come in.
Yeah. I saw a real blonde one the other day. It was almost like cream or blonde in colour, which was one I hadn't seen before. But that is, what's it called? Oh, she's coming out.
Arenaeus
diadematus, which diadem is the cross shape. Can I hold her? Will she bite me?
Oh, she might do.
Oh, great.
But no, very unlikely to bite.
Good.
They've got no interest at all in anything that we do.
Good. Okay, so they get a bad rep, but we've got how many spiders in the UK? How many species? Over 600, 650?
Yes.
Something like that. And only a handful can actually pierce human skin, isn't that right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not well tested. No one goes around putting their hands in the
Let's
faces
see if
of
species can bite. Yeah. Okay, so this is the garden spider. It's got a few names, or the
diadem spider, garden cross spider.
Yeah. So I would know it as plain old garden spider. But yeah, very variable. Got these stripy legs or annulated legs, and that lovely little cross on the back. If you can see that, we'll do a little close up as well. So how come we're seeing these guys in like such large numbers, and actually quite large? Some of them are almost penny size.
Well, they're in your garden all year round.
Yeah.
They're active on dry days in winter.
Yeah.
But right now, the females, they're adult.
Yeah.
They're feeding up. The eggs are developing inside them.
Putting on.
So
developing
like a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
Their abdomen is swelling.
Yeah. '
And soon they'll go off, lay their eggs, And you're unlikely to see them again after that, because once they've laid their eggs, that's pretty much their life cycle.
Yeah. So, unlike the house spider, the normal ones we're seeing booting across the floor late in the evening are the males with those big boxing glove pedipalps searching for a female somewhere else in your house, and they live in your house all year round.
Yeah.
These ones, we're mainly seeing the large females because they're out in their web. They're trying to catch as much prey as possible.
That's right.
Lay their egg sack in autumn and then die off in the
Pretty
winter.
much, yes.
Yeah.
A cold winter will kill most of them off. Although the youngsters who've not matured this year will
overwinter.
They will indeed.
In leaf litter and untidy places.
Yeah,
so don't clean up your garden.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be a messy
litter
gardener.
is absolutely vital for so many invertebrates.
Yeah, good thing.
Not just the spiders.
Okay, so they're the ones then that you see in spring, like just bursting out of a little web, and there's like hundreds of tiny spiders.
Yes,
in it, right?
indeed.
Yeah, cool. This is one I didn't really know about. So as I say, I'm no spider expert, but this is another Araneus, is that what you call it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no set way of pronouncing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Araneus or Araneus, beautiful actually looking spider. And instead of the cross, you can see it's got 4 dots. So they call it Araneus quadratus.
Yes, 4-spot.
4-spot orb weaver. Got a little squirrel outside the window there distracting me. But yeah, beautiful looking spider, I think. Sorry for any of the arachnophobes.
Those big females, that's Britain's heaviest spider.
Really?
Yes.
And Mick, who got these, thank you Mick for collecting these for us, he said to let her go in some damp, rough grassland. So they like kind of damp meadow environments, these ones.
Yes, they've got slightly different habitat requirement to...
Just try not to catch her legs there.
To the garden
Sorry,
spider.
girly. Great, so that's a new one on me. And I had one of the, what I thought was one of these, or one of the garden spiders, in my car the other day. And I put a picture of her up online, and I was told she was a walnut orb weaver.
Oh, fantastic. So again, very similar, but with a slightly more flattened body.
Yes.
And this beautiful chestnut brown, almost black.
Mottled, like chestnuts and blacks. Yeah. She was beautiful. So I managed to get her out. She did give me a fright, guys. I pulled down the sun visor, and she popped right out, almost into my face. So that was while I was driving at high speed.
Very good.
That wasn't ideal.
But their bodies are flattened, so they fit naturally under bark.
Yes.
But if you've got like a fence with paneling, it replicates their natural environment. So you will sometimes see them in on the outside of sheds, on fences, but they're largely nocturnal.
Okay.
So go out at night with a head torch and have a look. You know, those webs that you saw during the day will mostly have spiders in the middle of them at this time.
Okay, that's a good thing. One thing we forgot to say about our little Amarobius. Okay. I thought for a second that was some kind of
lace
parasite.
weaver.
Yeah, the lace weaver they're in kind of like little holes in bricks and things, aren't they? And if you shine a light in, sometimes the eyes reflect. Is that right?
Yes, most of them do have a reflective layer in the back of some of their eyes.
Yeah.
So you can sometimes see them shining back at you.
Yeah. This is another little interesting one, which is one of the crab spiders. Which one is it? Do we have any?
That would be a Zysticus.
Zysticus cristatus, so crab spider, and it does actually look a little bit like a crab. Funny enough, huh? So again, we'll get some. You can kind of just see the way it's holding its legs there, and the way it walks. So that's one that's in vegetation a lot.
Yes, indeed.
Ambush rather than.
Yes. Now, so contrary to most other spiders, these hunt visually.
Okay.
And they've got very good eyesight. Most spiders could barely make out anything in more than a couple of centimetres in front of them.
Okay.
Whereas these, so if you put your finger in front of it, you should see it react, because it can see you and it can follow your...
It's really watching. It's like those little zebra jumping spiders on the fence that do this and like turn their head at you.
Yes, another one with really good eyesight.
Yeah. And then we can't talk about British spiders without talking about the tabloid's favourite. So I've got 2, one medium size and one slightly smaller false widows. So these ones got a lot of attention in the tabloids over the last few years. Are they new to the country? Have they always been around?
Well, we've got some which are native and been here for as long as people have.
Yeah.
But yes, Steatoda nobilis, the noble false willow. That's the one which really gets the headlines.
Okay.
It's been here probably for
about losing
200 years.
Okay, so it's not. I'm just going to retrieve this spider. Carry on, Esmond.
But it's for some reason it suddenly made headlines.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure whether that's because the tabloids just like a bad guy.
Yeah, and spiders sell.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, across on the continent where they've got actual black widows.
Yeah.
And a couple of other spiders which are known to be medically significant.
Yeah.
These don't
register.
They don't raise an eyebrow.
Okay, so generally they've got bad PR. They're not that harmful, and if you stay out of their way, they stay out of yours.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like wasps, where you wouldn't choose to be stung by one. Absolutely, you wouldn't want to be bitten by one.
Yeah.
But for most people, other than the initial pain, there'll be no reaction.
Yeah. Just like wasps and bees, the occasional person might have an allergic reaction to them, but that's not making the spider inherently dangerous. That's just one of those things. That's isn't it?
That's basically other things you have to watch out. Like with any break of the skin, you can introduce infection. So those are the kind of things you really need to watch out for, rather than worrying about venom or any of the lurid headlines you see.
Yeah, good stuff. Don't believe everything you read in the tabloids, folks. Then this one is actually the shed skin of a spider rather than the spider itself, but it's one of my favourite names. Zoropsis spinimana.
Yes.
What a name, eh?
False wolf spider.
False wolf spider. And now this one is a newbie to the UK, right?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Really, you're not going to find it anywhere much outside of London.
Okay.
I think they
London
like
specialists.
that warmth of the city.
So the microclimate that London has,
indeed.
because it's big urban mass, right?
Yeah.
So a couple of degrees higher than a
But
lot of other places.
they're naturally Mediterranean spider.
Okay.
So Southern Europe.
So they probably got here on
With timber,
imports
imported plants. Yeah. More probably imported like trees,
horticultural products and trees and plants. And
rather than the pot plants you'd get in a garden centre.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, they're quite an impressive size for a spider.
Amazing looking. I'm only showing you the skin, but definitely an
So there's a bigger spider out there somewhere.
There is, bigger than this. But they're really impressive looking. Beautiful coloration on them, nice mottling and things.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
really docile. Not a spider you shouldn't have any worries with at all.
Good.
But yes, obviously, you see a spider that size.
Yeah.
It does make you go, oh.
Ooh, gives me the heebie-jeebies. Good stuff. Well, look, final thing then before we wrap up, we've brought you through our tour of spiders, and I'll give you some close-ups as well. But a couple of myth busters. Do conkers work to repel spiders if we put conkers on our windowsills this time of year?
No.
I wondered that on the way down. I was
Peppermint oil? No.
No. Spiders are good news in your home, right?
Yes, absolutely. The things that you really don't want in your home, the things that bite you, want to suck your blood, spiders will eat those.
And eat your food and contaminate places and things. Spiders are clean and they're pest control, and we should welcome them, right?
Very much so.
Absolutely. Is it true that we swallow 10 spiders in our lifetime in our sleep?
That's very, very unlikely. I'm not sure how you prove
Who did that experiment?
But I think maybe that's just somebody winding somebody else up and it's gone viral.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And finally, how did you get into spiders? Why spiders, Esmond?
Well, I think about 3 years ago, in fact, almost to probably to the day, somebody challenged me to find as many spiders as I could.
Okay.
I took up the challenge
like
and
challenge.
not stopped.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for sharing your knowledge with me and with the viewers. I have learned a lot talking to you and Mick. Big shout out to Mick Massey. Thank you, Mick, for providing the spiders. And hopefully we'll get you on again when it's not lashing rain outside. We were going to do a bit of spider hunting today, guys, but the weather has halted play on this front.
Indeed, sadly.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Over and out from myself and Esmond.
Okay.